Hey guys, so today's video is going to be another makeup collection and storage video. As you guys know, I'm doing these collection videos in sections. I'm not showing you my entire makeup all at once because that will be crazy. So I am splitting them up into groups. That way I can just give you more details on each product and we can go through literally everything. And today's video is actually going to be a part 2 of my eyeshadow palette collection. I showed you one drawer and today I'm going to show you the other one. I just couldn't go into both drawers in one video because the video would be way too long. I know I have a billion eyeshadow palettes. I know, it's just, this is what I do, guys. I think if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would probably keep like five eyeshadow palettes. Maybe 6. Max 10 though. No more than that, no more than that. Oh, and I'm wearing my glasses again in this video. I know the lights are super annoying. That's why I'm trying to like position my face to where you can't see the lights in my glasses. I was actually wearing my glasses in part 1. So, I don't know. I just put them on again. By the way, before we get into the video, how cool is my shirt? Alright, alright. Just do it with some blood and good old Lucille here. I'm personally not a fan of Negan, obviously not a fan of Lucille, but it's like the same way I feel about Scar from The Lion King. Like I hate him because Mufasa is my favorite lion ever. Like I love Simba, but I like really love Mufasa more than Simba. But anyway, it's like Scar, he's my favorite Disney villain and he's terrible, but he's so good at being Scar that you like him. That's the same way I feel about Negan. He is the worst it gets, but at the same time you kind of like him. Not like in a likable way, like you totally want Rick to kill him, duh, but we all love to hate him, you know? I really like Jeffrey Dean Morgan on top of that. Anyway, oh my, have I been sitting here talking about The Walking Dead when this is an eyeshadow palette collection video? I'm not sure where this shirt is from because my friend Stephanie actually got it for me because she knows my Walking Dead obsession. And I just texted her asking her where she got it, but she hasn't responded. So I will just tell you in the description box whenever I have clothes on, which is all the time in my videos. I always tell you where my clothes are from. That actually hurt me. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now because it's getting ridiculous. And if you want to see part 2 of my eyeshadow palette collection, then just keep walking. I obviously meant watching. Okay. I was thinking of The Walking Dead. Just keep watching. Okay, so here we are in part 2. This is the other drawer where I have the rest of my eyeshadow palettes. If you didn't see part 1, I will link it down below, but basically I just went over this drawer right here. This is where I keep my bigger palettes, my longer palettes. Here at the top is where I keep my smaller palettes. Like I'll keep a couple quads in here. I'll keep trios, even smaller compact palettes. I keep them in the top drawer. Most of my drugstore palettes aren't in this drawer. It's just for some reason drugstore palettes tend to be smaller, so I keep them in this drawer. So I will go through each individual eyeshadow palette. I'll give you my thoughts. I'm not swatching all of them just because we would be here for a million hours. So yeah, let's begin. So this is the Kat Von D Alchemist Holographic palette. This is a pretty new one. It has 4 eyeshadows in it, and at first I was totally not into this. When I first saw this, I was like, wow, an entire palette just for 4 little eyeshadows. Like, couldn't they make it a little bit more sleek? But it's actually pretty small. I don't know if you could tell. You have some holographic shades and they look so pretty when you blend them out. Like they look really holographic. I'm sure you can't tell there, but these layer so nicely on top of other shadows. Like if you have a matte black all over your lid and you pop this on top of a black, it would look incredible. Next up, we have the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette. This is an eyeshadow palette that was limited edition made by Manny with Makeup Geek. I love this palette, it's amazing. I love the shades, I love Makeup Geek quality, really good stuff. But I'm pretty sure this is limited edition and I'm not sure if it's still available, but if it is, it's really good. I have the 2 studio makeup palettes. I got these in BoxyCharms. This is the warm up one, full of beautiful bronze colors. I love that there's a black, I love that there's a light shimmer shade and a light matte shade. I love that in a palette. I can do a full look with this and I don't need to go to any other palette, so I love that they included that. They're really creamy, really buttery, so pigmented. They're amazing. And this one is their cool down palette. I don't like it as much as the warm up one just because I like warm shades, but the quality is still there. Really good stuff. I love this palette as well. They're a little bit pricey. Studio makeup is kind of pricey, but I mean, it's really good quality. What is this? This is not supposed to be in here. I'm sorry. This is just my Yeah. I have the Viseart palettes. I don't have all of them. I have this one, which is my absolute favorite. I have used this nonstop. I don't talk about it that much on camera because it is a very pricey palette. This is like 80 bucks, which is insane, I know. But whenever I need a matte palette, a lot of the times I go to this. I just got it about 2 months ago. I was always one that was like, those Viseart palettes are not worth the money. You can get other eyeshadows for a better price, and you totally can. But once I tried this, I completely fell in love. You have everything you could possibly need in a matte neutrals palette. I love it. I also have this one, which is brand new to me. I just purchased this one. This is their warm matte palette. Oh, sorry. This one is called their neutral matte palette, and this is their warm matte. I haven't even used it yet. I'm so excited to use it. It's full of warm shades. Like, it's my dream in a palette. I have it in the store, which is why I haven't tried it out yet. So I'm gonna keep it out so that I could play with it more. And then I also have this one, which I've only used a couple of times, but it is gorgeous. This is their dark matte palette, and it's full of jewel tone matte shadows, which I love because it's a colorful palette, but they're deep colors, so it makes it so wearable. So these are really, really expensive. Like, that's expensive, but it's really, really good stuff. Now, these I purchased because a lot of people were telling me that they were dupes for the Viseart palettes. These are the Beauty Treats Modern Matte Palettes. I bought these on Amazon. So incredibly affordable. I don't know why I bought this one because these are not really colors that I would normally wear, except the oranges. But this one totally looks like it's up my alley. I have to be honest, I've only swatched these. I haven't tried them on my eyes yet, and I don't want to give you my opinion until I put them on my eyes because things just perform differently on the eyes. But they swatch pretty nicely. They're very pigmented. They seem a little bit chalky, but like I said, I have to try them out. I have two Physicians Formula quads. This is their classic Nudes quad. It has 4 matte eyeshadows. These are incredible. This one and this one. This one is their Quartz Quartet. This one is more cool tone. I really don't use that gray or that blue. I use the more brown shades in this palette. It is such good quality. If you want matte eyeshadows from the drugstore that are really, really creamy and you just want a little quad, something that's just gonna add a little bit of definition to the eye, nothing too crazy, you need this quad. So pigmented, so smooth, and incredibly easy to blend. I love these. This is the Sparkle Baby palette from the brand SugarPill. I got this off of Beautylish, I believe. I know this seems like a palette I wouldn't normally wear, but I really love SugarPill and I love the pigmentation of their eyeshadows. So I bought this just in case I might want to use this in the springtime. This eyeshadow right here is so beautiful. It's like a rose gold. I definitely feel like I'm gonna dig into this palette in the spring. I have a couple of these Morphe palettes here. Is this all I have? Wait. Yeah, okay. I only have 2. I have the 12NB palette. I feel like I haven't given this palette a fair shot. I've used it a couple of times and every time I use it, I love it, but I have to play around with it a little bit more. And I love how it's so compact and tiny. I love little palettes that have a lot of eyeshadows in the palette. And then I have the 12S. While the other palette has both matte and shimmer, this is just strictly shimmer, but it has a ton of like incredible, incredible shades. Like, what? I could understand not everybody liking it because it doesn't have any mattes in it. This is definitely the kind of palette that you're gonna wanna pair with maybe like an all matte palette, and you'll get a really nice look like that. I have these palettes that were sent to me. Oh, this one is broken. Oh no. Oh no. These are 2 palettes from Makeup Atelier Paris. I'm sorry, I cannot say that word. Atelier? I'm not French. This is a high-end brand and I've only used this palette once and I haven't used this one yet. But they're very creamy and they're very pigmented. Does anybody know anything about this brand? They were sent to me, but I didn't really get much information when they were sent to me. Let me know if you've tried this. I know they sell this brand on Beautylish. Let me know if you've tried it and what you think about them because I don't really know much about this brand at all. This is the Eyes Uncovered palette by the brand Collection. This is their Nude Bronze palette. This isn't available in the United States, but my friend Serene, when she went over to the UK, she purchased this for me, which was really sweet of her. This is a really great eyeshadow palette. It's drugstore and it's really amazing quality. If you are in the UK and if you see this in your drugstore, you totally need to pick this up because it reminds me so much of the Naked palettes from Urban Decay. Very pigmented, very pigmented. I have one palette from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the Burgundy palette. I had the bronze one, but I didn't really like it. I liked it at first, but I found it to be just a little bit hard to blend and not as pigmented as, say, like Makeup Geek or anything like that. And for the price, I just didn't feel like it was worth it, so I gave it to a friend of mine. This one, on the other hand, is actually really, really, really good. I really like the quality of these eyeshadows. They're better than the bronze palette. I don't know why, but to me it is. Like, this color right here is stunning. Look at that. It is beautiful. I like the color selection. It has nice warm shadows. I don't know. I really, really like this one. I didn't buy the peach palette because everybody was saying that it wasn't that great, so I didn't want to buy that one. But the burgundy palette is good stuff. This is my Sonia Kashuk Ion Neutral Matte Palette. If you are not willing to spend the money on the Viseart palette, this one is really, really good. I've used it for years now. The only shadow that I never found to be pigmented is the light shade, like what is that? Like, I don't know. I don't like the shade at all, but the other shadows in this palette are amazing. They blend so nicely and they are so smooth and creamy. Look at that, so buttery. I love it. I got it at Target. You need this in your life whether you like drugstore makeup or not. I think it's a staple. It's really good. Let's talk about these guys over here. Okay, so I have 3 palettes from e.l.f. and these 3 are the Prism Palettes, and then I have 2 of the Mad for Matte palettes. I keep the other Mad for Matte palette on my desk, but I'm gonna bring it just to show you. Like I was saying, these 3 are the Prism Palettes. I have the Smoke, the Sunset, and the Naked. The Naked is definitely my favorite out of all of them. I love these palettes. You get 6 ultra metallic eyeshadows. They're really, really beautiful. This one's my favorite, but I also have, like I said, Sunset. It's full of like pinky ones. I don't really use this one that much, but I do like this shade right here. And then I also have the Smoke one. I don't think I've ever used this. I think I used the blue once. The green is really cool. The blue is really cool. I really like these palettes. You do have to work with them a little bit. I like using Fix Plus with these to make them ultra metallic, but on their own, they're really nice as well. This is the original Mad for Matte. It's the first one that came out, and it's really good. You get a ton of neutral shades. It's really awesome, but it's not nearly as good as the new one. This is the new Mad for Matte. It's the Mad for Matte 2 palette, and it's just full of a ton of warm shades. I like the color selection in the second one more. I don't know, they're both really good. I guess depending on your personal preference. Maybe you like more neutral shades, so you'll like the first one more. But in my opinion, I even think that the second one, this one, is better quality. I like it so much I keep it on my desk. That's saying a lot. This is the Radiant Eyes eyeshadow palette by Ofra, and I can't believe I haven't talked about this more because, I mean, these shadows are unreal. They're so, oh my gosh, look at that. These are insane. Can you tell in the video? I'm not sure you can tell, but these are so metallic. This is a highlight color, even on the face, is stunning. I really, really love this palette. I want to use it more often because it's so good and I feel like I don't give it enough love. Let's talk about all my Wet n Wild palettes. Okay, so I have these 2 right here. These are their bigger palettes. I have the Comfort Zone palette and their Poster Child palette. This one, not the best, I have to be honest with you. I honestly don't even know why I keep this. I'm not sure if it's still, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't love it. The blues are not bad and this pink is okay, but I don't like it that much. This one, on the other hand, this palette is amazing. Wet n Wild did something where they changed their formula of their eyeshadows and they were no longer as good as they were once. Hopefully that changes and hopefully their palettes become better because I feel like the brand overall is just getting so much better now. But these classic palettes, they really can't be beat. And a lot of the palettes that they've released after this are not comparable and I don't know why. But anyway, the Comfort Zone palette is amazing. I actually have a tutorial using the green one that I uploaded a couple years ago. I love this shade right here. It's such a beautiful duochrome. If you see this and you've never tried it, pick it up. You won't regret it. I feel the same way about these. This is the Walking on Eggshells trio and this is their Silent Treatment trio. I used the Walking on Eggshells trio in a bridal makeup tutorial I did. This is perfect for a bride. Even if you're on a budget or not, I think that these shades look so beautiful on your wedding day. I don't know, I love them. This one, this is a beautiful gem right here. If any of you guys recognize this from my channel, then you have been subscribed to me since the beginning of time and I love you for sticking around. Seriously, I love you. But also, a lot of you guys might recognize this just from like OG YouTube days. This is the Wet n Wild Vanity palette, and holy crap, this is their best palette. And it is no longer available. It hasn't been available for years now. If Wet n Wild could just grant me one wish, it would be to bring this back. I don't know how they would, but I would love them to bring this back. These 3 shadows right here are incredible. I don't know, this was the Wet n Wild palette to have. It's amazing. I have this Buxom palette that has a bunch of Buxom shadows. I made this palette myself. They have all their shadows individually and then they sell this palette for you to just pop these right in. And I really like Buxom shadows. I didn't think I was gonna love them as much as I do, but they're really easy to blend, and I honestly do love their color selection. They have a ton of different colors. This is the Identity palette from the brand Persona. Sona here on YouTube created her own brand, and I just want to say congratulations, Sona, that's amazing. And I love this palette. I love the color selection, and I love how creamy and blendable these are. I like that there is a really deep chocolate shade. I love the color selection. You get a bunch of different colors. You can do so many different looks, and it's a really, really good palette. This is a palette that I created on the NYX website. I bought this like empty NYX palette and then I filled it with NYX eyeshadows, except this one. This is a dark brown from Anastasia. I don't know why I have that random eyeshadow in there, but if you're wondering, the single eyeshadows from NYX are so good. I'm talking about these specifically. I forget the names of these, but they're metallic cosmic shadows. Are they called cosmic? I'm not sure. This shade in Girl Talk is so good. It's so metallic and so reflective. It just looks incredible as a face highlight, as an inner corner highlight. These are unreal. I forget the names of these because when you buy them individually, like in the pan, they don't have the name on the back, which sucks. Definitely my favorite NYX formula in terms of eyeshadows. Oh crap! I also have this guy from Wet n Wild. This is their I'm Getting Sunburned trio, and I haven't really used this one. It's one of their newer ones, I think, but I keep it here because that brown is delicious and that gold is delicious. I have two Milani eyeshadow palettes. This one is Earthy Elements and this one is Bare Necessities. This one is a really pretty neutral palette. You get two mattes and then the rest are shimmers. I actually really like these. I think the quality is really nice. Like, I really like this highlight shade. Really stunning, and I love this chocolate brown. I also like this one in Earthy Elements because this orange is delicious, and I also really love this color right next to it as a crease shade. Funny enough, the only eyeshadow I don't like in this palette is this one. It's nothing like the highlight in the Bare Necessities one. This one is really chunky and glittery, and look at that. Nothing compared to the swatch I gave you with this one. I don't think they're the best palettes at the drugstore, but they are very good. I have two from Becca Cosmetics. This is their Umbra Nudes eyeshadow palette. They just recently sent this to me, that's why it looks like it's never been touched. But I have heard really, really great things about this palette. This one, on the other hand, I love this one. This is their Ombre Rouge eyeshadow palette, which is very similar, but of course has more warm shades. I used to be obsessed with this at one point. It's like the only thing I was using on my eyes. I'm not even kidding. I love it. They're very, very creamy, very pigmented. They're all matte, and it's just a nice palette to travel with. I used to travel with this all the time. I love it. That's why it's broken, because I travel with it all the time. I have this palette from Sleek. It's their Eye Divine Sunset palette. Really, really beautiful shades. Not my favorite palette, but when I use a little bit of Fix Plus, it's like unreal. It's so good. These two are incredible. Look at that. They're so beautiful. I just find that they don't apply on the eyes as well as they swatch with your fingers. But like I said, with a little bit of Fix Plus, you can get the most beautiful warm cranberry eye with this section right here. I get Sleek off of the Sleek website or off of Amazon. This is a palette that I don't even know if I like. This is the Eye Art Artist palette from the brand Laura Mercier. I don't know. Okay, so I bought this because my friend Laura raves about this palette. I've only used it twice, so I know I should try it out more to give it a fair shot, but it's so like average to me. I don't know what it is. And don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. It's full of beautiful colors, but I feel like they're all a similar tone and they're all pretty light. And I don't know, there's nothing that I don't look at this and think, wow, that's a palette I want all over my eyes. The Too Faced Peanut Butter palette is so cute. I'm obsessed with it. It's full of so many beautiful shades. It smells like peanut butter. Well, not like super peanut buttery. It has like a mix of vanilla in there, but it smells really good. I love this palette. There is not one color in here I don't absolutely love. Those three are my definite favorites. I love it. It's so compact, so easy to travel with, and you get such a beautiful warm look with this palette. I love it. Same goes for these. Let me show you these because I have a bunch of these like Too Faced little tin palettes. This is the Natural Eyes palette. I love it because it reminds me of when I first started my YouTube channel. I used to use this non-stop. It was like the only palette I was using. I have a Get Ready With Me where I'm using this palette. I love it. It's so good. I love this in my crease. I love this in my creases in the outer corners. All of these shimmer shades look beautiful all over the lid. I don't know. This is the best one. This one is another great one though if you want only matte shadows because it has a bunch of different undertones. You can use these for a warmer look, these for a more cool tone look, and then these in the middle for a more rosy look. Too Faced has really great shadows depending on what palette it is. Like these in the little tins They're all really great, really good quality. I don't love their holiday palettes, the ones that are like huge, that have a bunch of different shades. I don't find them to be as good as these. I think these are much better quality. That's just my opinion. And then this one is the Bourgeois Eyes. This one is beautiful for like a romantic smoky eye. This one is, it's definitely more cool toned, but I like it. I don't know, I like the taupiness to it. I like how it pairs with the gray and the black. It's really, really stunning. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, and it's okay. Honestly, it's not my favorite palette from the drugstore. I keep it because I really like the shadow, like the color selection, and there isn't anything you really can't make work with a little bit of Fix Plus. So I keep it for that reason. Maybe I could use it in a drugstore video one day. I know a lot of people who swear by this though. There are so many people that love this palette, but for me, the shimmers were kind of lacking. I like the mattes a lot, but the shimmers were like, not my personal absolute favorite, but definitely I still think it's worth checking out. This palette is one of my favorite palettes from Tarte. This is the Energy Noir palette. If anybody's wondering where my man-eater palette would be, because it would definitely be in this drawer since it's smaller. I have it on my desk right now since it's brand new and I'm using it a lot these days. But anyway, this is, like I said, the Energy Noir palette, and I'm obsessed with this. You wouldn't think I would be because I don't really go for colors like this, but everything just pairs so nicely that I love it. This blush is incredible. I love it. I love their Amazonian clay blushes, and this color is stunning. I love it. I love the color selection. I love that you get a matte dark chocolate color, a matte black, and even a matte dark plum. And then you get these really pretty taupey shades, a light shade for underneath the brow bone, or a light shimmery shade. I've used this as my face highlight before. It's really pretty. And it's just really good. I don't know if this is still available. I hope it is because it's so beautiful. I really hope it's still available. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Quad. She came out with a ton of different ones, but this one is my favorite, and this is the one that I kept. I gave the other ones to friends and family because they really seemed to like them. This one I kept because it's so unique. I feel like I really don't have anything like this. I mean, of course, I have purple eyeshadows in my collection, but I love the combination. I love this like light pink shade right here. They're so pigmented. I mean, you know Kat Von D's mattes are incredibly pigmented. This one is really nice too. So I bought this because I did a huge luxury video where I reviewed really luxury high-end makeup. This is the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad in Nude Dip. Ridiculously expensive, and in my opinion, it's not really worth your money. I keep it because I spent so much on it, and I do like this shade right here, but honestly, it's just way too, it's a lot of money for 4 eyeshadows. That's crazy. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Dolce Vita Luxury Palette. I just recently purchased this because I saw a YouTuber using it in a video and I thought it was so beautiful that I went on the Charlotte Tilbury website and I bought it. So I haven't used it yet, but I think it's so cool how she has like this foiled shadow right here and the rest are more toned down. I like the color selection. This seems like something I would really like, so I'm excited to try this. And then last but not least is this guy. I don't even like this palette all that much anymore. I've had it for years. The reason I keep this is because I think this is the first palette I ever reviewed on my channel. This or the Naked palette, I'm not sure. This has so many memories tied to it for me. I remember I had just started my channel and I really wanted to review it. It was brand new. Oh, by the way, this is the Sigma Creme de Couture Macaron inspired eyeshadows. It's full of a bunch of colorful pastel shades, and when I first saw this on the internet, I hadn't really seen anything like it. I had just started out into makeup and I was like floored at the color selection. I was like, oh my gosh, that is incredible. I had to get my hands on it, and it was just fun. I like to hang on to things like this that really remind me about my channel and how I first started, and just, I don't know, it's nice to have these things, but I loved it when I had it, and yeah, they totally don't make this anymore, but I keep it for memories. So yeah guys, that completes this video. I hope you guys liked taking a look at my drawer. Let me know in the comments below what you want me to do next. I've already done primers, I've done foundations, I've done eyeshadow palettes. Let me know what you want me to show you next and I will do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I did Porter. Excuse me. Sir. 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 And a matte shimmer shade. What? I love these palettes. You get shicks. Oh my gosh. You get 6 My best friends, you guys know who. 5 eyeshadow palettes. Porter, Jesus, please. I believe this is Fudge. No, it's called Deep Brown, of course.